What's up there, YouTube? Section 333 here. Drinking the Odinforce Blend Valhalla Java Almighty. Deathwish coffee. Having an afternoon pipe. It's about 1:30, and little afternoon coffee. Day off from work today, which is nice. Never a bad thing, right? Next week, on Tuesday, the 6th of November, is election day. So I do want to say to everybody, I know that I try not to get too political on this channel, but I know that people are very divided currently in our country. Regardless of your politics, you go out and you vote. If you don't vote, then it's like you're giving permission for somebody to cover your voice up. And so I think you should vote. That's where I stand on it. It's it's your right as a U.S. citizen to vote in your elections, local, national. So you exercise that right, and it's also your right to abstain to vote too. But I don't know. I just feel like every patriotic American should get out there and vote. Whether you're Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, it's the best way for the American people's voice to be heard, and not necessarily that people will listen, but it is the best way for your voice to be heard. So I think you go out, you vote. Today I'm smoking my Dagner Cob, right? So yeah, it's the Dagner Cob Poker. It's a great sitting pipe. It's got that flat bottom there, so it sits beautifully. This is I also travel with this pipe quite a bit. I try to make sure when I travel that I take pipes that are on the smaller side. I take the small kit with me, but this is one that will usually go with me. And this is actually one that will usually go in the car too, because it has a small, profile, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. So you throw it in your pocket pretty easily if you need to, your coat pocket or something. And obviously, one of the nice things about a Cob is it's always like a bit of a surprise to people when you're smoking a Cob. So it's actually more of a novelty pipe than almost any other pipe you smoke. So, yeah, people will often come up to me, is that a genuine corncob pipe? And I say, it is a genuine corncob pipe by a company called Missouri Meerschaum, and it was designed by the Dagners. And then you explain to them, but a lot of them, I've had history professors come up to me and ask me about this pipe. And some of them want to know if I made it myself, and I'm like, nah, I didn't make it myself. I don't have that kind of skill. But because if you're not into pipe smoking, then you don't know. Oddly enough, Um, Whenever people see you smoking a pipe, they get very nostalgic. They talk to you about, and I guess that's what this video is about for me. By the way, smoking the Molto Dolce from Sutliff, private stock. So this is, yeah, I did a review on this. I got to tell you, this is a very good pipe tobacco for an aromatic. I mean, it's generally I find it to be a very good pipe tobacco, and surprisingly, I find the private stock stuff from Sutliff to be really phenomenal. But I'm also gonna, I'll admit, I think I've only tried one or two other blends that were not in the private stock. Because speaking to friends, some of my friends had turned me off to some of the Sutliff some of the other Sutliff blends. Some said that they're very bitey, and I have to admit, it was a friend that told me, if you're gonna smoke a Sutliff, don't even bother with anything else, just smoke the private stock stuff. But I have to admit, my experience with the private stock has been fantastic so far, and that is of 3 blends. Alexander Bridge, which is a nice vanilla blend, Molto Dolce, which is this caramel, vanilla, and honey, and then the other is number 5, which I really do like. It's like a mild Latakia. That definitely could be an all-day smoke if you wanted it to be. But I guess the topic today is going to be nostalgia, and in that realm, and we've touched on this before. People see you smoking the pipe, and they say to you, "Oh, my grandfather smoked a pipe, or my father smoked a pipe, and I didn't know you could still get pipes." And I belong to a very nice cigar club here on Long Island, and it's called the Havanas at the Carlton, and it's a very nice club. It's one of the few places where you can actually order food and smoke a pipe. And when I break out the pipes to smoke pipes, it's one of the reasons I go there is because I don't have, especially in the winter, it gets cold, and I want a place to smoke where I'm not freezing my butt off, so to speak, sometimes. I don't always have time to light a fire, and so you try to find an inside place. It can get a little noisy on a busier night, but a lot of nights it's quiet, and sometimes the game is on. The food is excellent. It's an excellent restaurant affiliated with it as well. And it's I don't have to smoke and then have my stuff at home smelling like smoke, so to speak, because I don't smoke in the house. Anyway, you break out the pipe, and I often don't smoke aromatics. The pipe cigar smell is so strong, or the cigar scent is so strong in the place that most people would probably, if I lit up an aromatic, I don't think they would know. But you break out the pipes and you start puffing on the pipe, and people come up to you and they're like, "Yeah, my dad smoked a pipe, or my grandfather," and they're like, "I didn't know you could even get pipes in this country anymore." And it's like, "Oh yeah, you can still get a pipe if you want a pipe," and I tell them, I turn them on to some of the sites that I use, things like that, and they, I don't want to say a reverence towards a pipe, but they often talk about what being a pipe smoker meant to them, and you know, the good feelings of their father or their grandfather, or an uncle who might have smoked a pipe, and they always like the smell of the pipe, things like that. You know, for me, the pipe represents I don't know, an orderly, slower time in society. And, you know, people say, you know, pipe's a lot of work. You do. You have to pack your bowl. You got to get the right lighter. You got to get your check tool or a tamper, and then you need a pick and a scoop here, you know. So you might need, you know, this is a convenient tool because it's the check tool's all 3 in 1. But, you know, sometimes you might have to get 3 different tools. You got to bring your pipe cleaners, things like that. You have to carry your kit, and you have to make sure your tobacco is properly hydrated, not overhydrated. And to me, it represents a lot of order, and it represents a process as well. And you take your time with a bowl, you know, and you sit, you contemplate. Sometimes I read, sometimes I just sit out here and admire the beautiful leaves changing color, and they are gorgeous this time of year. Let me give you a quick view of that. All right. It is absolutely gorgeous out here. It's a 70-degree day. Almost 70. It's about 60, 68, 69 degrees out here today. And smoking a beautiful bowl of tobacco. This has a wonderful rum note, and it has a great flavor, and it's not bitey. I mean, a pipe is not as regal or as, to me, like, I used to smoke cigars, but I felt cigars were very, they could be obnoxious in some turns. It's weird to say that, but not just the scent or the room note, but the whole process of, you know, all of that stuff. Whereas toking on the pipe, chooching on the pipe it's like I said, slows me down, and it literally makes me feel more nostalgic. And like I said, I'll sit and I'll look at the scenery around me, things like that. I want to see them. I want to see things, and for what they are, you know, notice the different hues in the leaves, and this is actually a great blend. If you're interested in trying an aromatic, or you like aromatics, I would recommend this as a great starter. If you're interested in trying, and if you like aromatics, you probably already know about this. I'm not a huge aromatic fan. I've been smoking more of them lately, but this one I definitely do like. So, you know, that's where, for me, the nostalgia process is. It's a process. It represents order, and calm for me. And you know, why do you smoke a pipe? You know, as opposed to, you know, I don't like the flavor of cigarettes, so I can understand why you wouldn't smoke cigarettes. But why do you smoke a pipe as opposed to smoking cigars or something like that? So, section 333, signing out, not shining out, but signing out. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and everybody, like I said, get out there, vote on election day. It's coming up. It's your duty to do so. All right.